Hi guys, Ms. Berg again. Now we're going to be talking about 5-4. So keep in mind we are skipping 5-3 because it's talking about estimation. So I'm skipping 5-3 and going right to 5-4, which is the exact same stuff that we have just been talking about, knowing all the steps to divide. Again, if you don't know your multiplication facts, you guys should be practicing them all the time until you get them. But if you need to, you guys can always go ahead and grab a multiplication sheet and look at it as just an added help, but please don't rely on it. It's not going to help you throughout the year because you won't be using that on the state test. Now, also today, what I'm going to be using is graph paper, just to kind of show you what you would have done if you were in school with me, but don't have your parents go and get graph paper. It is not necessary. I'm just going to show it on a couple of problems, but then I'm going to get away from it. But I'm going to show it on regular workbook, regular notebook paper as well. If there's not enough space on your homework tonight, there may not be a lot of space to do your work, so you will have to do it on another sheet of paper if you cannot fit it on there. So I'm just letting you know that right now. So I'm going to be flipping it around. Here we go. All right, so this says division of decimals by whole numbers. So it says in a swimming relay, each swimmer swims an equal part of the total distance. Brianna and 3 other swimmers won a relay in 5 and 68/100 minutes. What is the average time of each relay team member swam? So here's the biggest thing, and be careful of this. They like to do this often in this book, where they say Brianna and 3 other swimmers. So that is a total of 4 people. So keep that in mind. All right, so now in order to do this, we are going to go ahead and set this up. I'm going to do it off to the side over here. So you take 5 and 68/100, and you're going to divide it 4 ways. Again, you look and make sure that the divisor is a whole number. Remember, whole number means the decimals at the end. That is saying 4 wholes. So yes, it is. It's not a decimal. So therefore, if it's not a decimal, then you are just going to bring that decimal straight up into the problem. And now we're just going to simply divide like normal. So again, for those of you who need a reminder on the steps to divide, it is dead monkeys smell crazy bad. Dead stands for divide. This is multiply. This is subtract. This is check. And this is bring down. And then you start back up at the top if you bring down. All right, so here we go. Can 4 go into 5? So going by 4s, can you at least go in to 5 without going over 5? Whether it says close, since it is bigger, that means it can go in at least once without going over, and which is true. It can go in once. So it can go in 1 time. Now we multiply. 1 times 4 is 4, and we're going to put it underneath that, and then subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. And then you check, make sure it is smaller than my divisor, and it is. Remember, it cannot be equal to or bigger, otherwise you did something wrong with that number that you brought down. So since it is smaller, I am on the right track. So then I'm going to see if I need to bring down a number. There is a number that needs to bring down. The next one is a 6. So now I start back up at the top, and now I see how many 4s can go into 16. So how many 4s go into 16 is 4 times. So therefore I'm going to put a 4 above that 6, saying that it can go into 16 4 times. Then you multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. Then you subtract. That would be 0. Then you check. We are good. So then is there a number to bring down? Yes, there is. Then you start again up at the top. How many 4s can go into 8? So going by 4s to 8, that is twice. So then 2 times 4 is 8, subtract, that'd be 0. So therefore, your answer would be 1 and 42 hundredths. Now, if you broke it apart into models, you would have saw it like this as well. Each group would have 1 and 4 tenths, 1 whole, 4 tenths, and 2 hundredths in each one. Okay, so now we are going to do the same stuff, but now the only difference is now there is a 2-digit divisor. Just remember, you must make sure that your divisor is a whole number. In this case, it is a whole number because the decimal would have been at the end, which means it is a whole number. So this is like 47. So now this is what you are going to be doing. Is you are now going to divide like you normally have been. Again, you can do dead monkeys smell crazy bad to remind you of the steps as you're moving forward. Now remember, if you have no idea where to start, you can always start at 5 on these and then go up and down from there. All right, so here we go. Since this is a whole number, I'm just going to bring up that decimal where it is into the problem. So it is right there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and simply go ahead and go. Can 47 go into 4? Nope, it is too small. Can it go into 40? Nope, still too small. So therefore, we can just put in a 0 here. Then can it go into 408? Yes, at least 47 can go into 408. So remember, if you have no idea where to start, always start at the middle of the road, which is 5. So I'm going to do that down here. So 47 times 5, 7 times 5 is 35. Carry your 3. Then 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 is 23. Okay, we are still pretty low. We still need to be higher than that. So what I'm going to try now is I'm going to go up to a 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Carry your 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 4, 28 plus 4 is 32. Okay, which is still small. So maybe I can fit in one more. I better check and make sure. This would be 56. Carry your 5. This is 32 plus 5 is 37, which we are still small. So if you want, you could always go up one more to check it. This would be 63. Carry your 6. So 9 times 4 is 36, plus 6 is 42. So that is too much. So as getting close to 408 without going over would be 8 times. So when you go ahead and now you multiply, it would be 8 times your divisor, which is 47, which we already know what that answer is. It is 376, so I'm going to put that underneath, and now I'm going to subtract. Can I have 8 minus 6? Yes, I can. But can I have 0 minus 7? No, I can't. So I had to come over and borrow. This is now 10 minus 7 is 3. Now check it. I am smaller than my divisor. So now I can, after I check, I can see if I need to bring down a number, and I do. So now it is how many 47s can go into 329. Now this is where it's very important that you keep all your work here at what you did, because you may refer back to it. So 329, oh, I already did that. That was 7 times. 47 can go into 329 7 times. So therefore this is 7. 7 times 47 comes out to be 329. And when you subtract, that'd be 0 remaining. So your answer would be 87 hundredths. Okay, so now I'm going to skip on down here. It says divide and then use multiplication to check your work. So we are going to do this because this is very important that you guys know how to do this as well. So first of all, is 23 a whole number? Yes, because that decimal is at the end. So that means since it's a whole number, I'm going to move it on up where it is into the problem. So now I go one step at a time. Can 23 go into 7? No, I cannot. Can 23 go into 79? Yes. So this is where you can go ahead and do guessing and checking. First thing I'm going to try, I'm going to try 23 times, let's try 5. Or going by 20s, how close can you get to 79? You could do that as well. I'm going to start here though. This is 15, carry your 1. This is 10 plus 1 is 11. Okay, that is too much. So some people would probably be like, let's try 3. This would be 9 and 6. Yep, that is good. That's only 10 away, so there's no way I can fit another 23 in there. So therefore, my answer here would be a 3. 3 times 23 came out to be 69. So now I'm going to subtract. That would be 9 minus 9 is 0. 1 minus 6, 7 minus 6 is 1. Then check it. We are okay. So then I'm going to bring down my next number. Now, how many 23s can now go into 103? So 5 is too high, but not by much. And 3 is pretty low. So was there a number in between 3 and 5? Yes, there is a 4. So let's try 4. That would be 12, carry your 1. That would be 8 plus 1 is 9. So therefore, this would be a 4. This 4 times 23 came out to be 92. So now I'm going to subtract that. Can I have 3 and take away 2? Yes, that is 1. Can I have 0 and take away 9? No, I cannot, but it can be 10 minus 9, which is 1. So then I can check it. Am I good? Yes, I am. So then I'm going to bring down my next number, which is a 5. Then how many 23s can go into 115? Now, if you look back, here's 115. That goes in 5 times. With 5 times 23 is 115 with nothing remaining. So now how would I check this to see if this is true? Well, how you would check it, remember, in order to check this, you would take your quotient times your divisor, and if you did it correctly, it should equal your dividend. So let's go ahead and try multiplying these two numbers. So 23 is down here, so I'm going to put the 3 and 45 hundredths. So first of all, we are multiplying by decimals, which means decimals do not need to line up, but you must need to say how many numbers are after the decimals total. Well, since the decimal is right here, there is no numbers after this one, but there is 2 after this one, so I would have to move it in twice after we find the answer. And now we're just going to multiply like normal. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry your 1. 3 times 5 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Carry your 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. And now the 3 went to all of the numbers up here. So now we are done with the 3. So don't forget to bring down the 0, put it right underneath that 5. Cross out any remainders, and now it is 2's turn. So those of you who like the fact of the matter that I use highlighters, if that helps you, then great. So then we are now done with that. And now we're going to move on to the 2. So now the 2 has to go to the 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry your 1. Then 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So then when you add this all up, this would be a 5, a 3, a 9, and a 7. And make sure you bring it in 2 places. your answer is 79 3/500. And was that your original dividend? It sure was. So therefore we checked it. So I just wanted you to know how to go about doing that as well. Here we go. So this one says, write the quotient with the decimal point placed correctly. So they already gave you the answer. The only thing it is missing is the decimal. So in these type cases, what I would do if I were you is go ahead and write it out as if you were dividing, but we already know what the answer is. So this is a whole number. So this is going to go straight up. And then you can just say to yourself, okay, can 2 go into 4? Well, yeah, it was 2 times. So there we go. There's our 2. So then that means that that would be the decimal. And then this would be a 4 and a 6. So the decimal would go right between the 2 and the 4. And then you could do the same thing here. 50 and 1600ths divided by 38. Same stuff. This is a whole number, so it's going to go straight up into the problem. Now we just go ahead and start. Can 38 go into 5? No, it cannot. Can it go into 50? Yes, it can. And it is 1 time. So then if the 1 is right there, then that means that this next number above it would be a 3 and a 2 would be up above the 6. So the decimal is between the 1 and the 3. So that is how you do those. All right, now we're going to keep on going here. This is nice space for you to work on. However, I don't like writing so small, so I'm going to rewrite it below here. Now remember, this is talking about money, so that means our answer would be in money terms as well. So I'm just going to put that up above here. This is a whole number, so that means I'm just going to be sliding up this. Now, how many 8s go into 8? That is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Now, remember, if you need that dead monkey smell crazy bad to remind you of all the steps, then you can use that. So we just subtract 8 minus 8 is 0. Check it, we are good. So then we can bring down. Remember, you can only bring down one number at a time. So then we start back up the top. How many 8s can go into 2? Well, 8s going by 2, it can't happen. So therefore, it goes in 0 times. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract, that would be 2. Check it, we are good. Bring down our 4. All right, now, how many 8s go into 24? Going into 24, that goes in 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract, that'd be 0 remaining. So therefore, each one would be $1.03. Now, real quick, I am going to show you what you would have done if you were in school with me. Which don't worry, we will get back to this once everything goes back to normal. So this would be your 3. You would just put 2 and then the decimal on the line, a 5 and a 2. Now I like using graph paper because it makes everything kind of lined up. So first of all, this is a whole number, so I'm going to just slide my decimal on up. All right, so there it is. Now I'm going to continue to go ahead and divide. Can 3 go into 2? No, it is too small. So I'm going to put a 0 up here. Cannot. But now I'm going to slide it on over. Can at least 1 3 go into 25? Well, yes. So going by 3s, how close to 25 without going over 25 can you get? It is 24, which is 8 times. So therefore, 8 as 3 can go into 25 8 times. Now we multiply. Again, I can bring my steps here. Dead monkey smell, crazy bad. So now I multiply. 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm going to put that underneath the 25. Then I subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1, and 2 minus 2 is 0, so I'm not going to write anything. So when I subtract, that would be 1. Now I check it. Am I smaller than my divisor? Yes. So then I can move on. Is there a number to bring down? Yes, there is. So I'm going to slide on that 2 down. So then it makes it a 12. Now I got to divide again. Now how many 3s will go into 12? So going by 3s, how close to 12 do you get? Oh, you go in 4 times. So the 4 goes above that number that you just brought down. So 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract, that would be 0 remaining. So therefore your answer is 8,400. So I'm just going to put that right in here. And then if you do this on another sheet of paper, make sure you are telling me, check the attachment or whatever you are saying. Never just give me an answer. That would never be okay. So I'm just letting you know that right now. Now, most of you do not have graph paper, and and that is okay. Don't worry about it. You can always do it on regular notebook paper. So on this next one, just because everyone has notebook paper, I am going to do it on regular notebook paper as well. So here is my next problem. It's just not as nice as graph paper because it's not all blocked out for me, but it still works. Okay, so here we go. First of all, is this a whole number? Yes, it is. So since it is a whole number, my decimal goes straight up into the problem. Where is that? All right, now, can 27 go into 9? No, it cannot. It is too small. Can at least 127 go into 97? Yes, at least one can go in. So this is where you can kind of guess and check. Going by 20s to 90s, you could do, oh, this is close to 30. So going by 30s, how close could I get to 90s? You could say about 3. I mean, it's really up to you how you come up with the number. Again, a lot of people do use my method of starting at 5 and then working up or down based on the answer. But this one, going by 20s or 30s, we're going to try starting at 3. So this would be 21, carry your plus 2, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. That is 81. To 97, there is no way I can get another 27 in there. So therefore, that goes in 3 times. That would be 81. When I subtract, that is 7 minus 1 is 6. This is 1. Now check it. Am I good? Yes, I am. I'm still smaller than my divisor. So then, since I checked it, I can bring down. There is a number to bring down. So now I see how many 27s can go into 162. Well, look, 162 is 2 of these if you double it. So if that was just 3, you would do another 3. So 3 and a 3 could be 6. So let's try 6 and see what that gives us. This would be 42. Carry your 4. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. So that goes in evenly. That should be a 6 then, be 162. When you subtract, that'd be 0 remaining. So your answer would have been 3 6/10. All right, so that is what we are going to be doing. So now I'm going to be, you could, if you want to practice some more on your own, that is truly up to you. Here is lots and lots of examples. So you could do that as well. But I'm going to move on over to the algebra question. Now remember, it's wanting to know what this unknown number is. Well, in this case, if you wrote this as a division problem, remember that first number is actually supposed to be this dividend. Here is your 5, and then it's telling you your answer is going to be 1 and 20/100ths. So in order to figure out what this is, if you went back to the checking over here, if I wanted to figure out what how would I figure out this number? If you came back over here, remember we figured out what that number was by timesing these two. So in order to do that, and then also you could say, oh, I got to work backwards, which instead of dividing, I'm timesing these two. That's another way to look at it. So in this case, I am going to be multiplying these two. How many numbers do I need to move it in? Is twice. So then we just multiply like normal. That would be a 5. 5 times 2 is 10, carry your 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, and move it in twice, 1 and 2. So your answer is 6 and 5/100. This one, in order to do this, it is going ahead and putting this in, and then it's saying divided by 39. So now you're just finding your quotient. So I'm going to say to pause this and try this one on your own and see what you get. All right, so if you pause this and did it on your own, you would have saw, okay, that is a whole number, so I can just bring up my decimal where it is. 39 could not just go into 4, but it can go into 46 one time. That would be 39. Subtract. Can you have 6 and take away 9? No, you cannot. So then that you borrow, this would be now 16 minus 9, which is 7. Then check it. We are okay. So then we can bring down our 8. Then how many 39s will take you to get to 78? It's not too far away. So let's go ahead and just do twice. See what that comes out to be. That would be 18, carry your 1. This would be 6 plus 1 is 7, which is exactly what we wanted. So therefore, above the 8, that goes in twice. This would be 78 with nothing remaining. So then therefore it would be 1 and 2/10 is your answer. Now on this one, in order to do it, again, you should just plug in the numbers to see what you're talking about. Divided by what equals 22? Well, this is where it gets a little interesting. In order to do this, what you could do is you could simply just slide this one on down and reverse these two, because remember, commutative property of like whenever you multiply these two, it will get this. So therefore, I'm just going to slide this on down and make this be 22, and then that should give me my answer. So I'm going to do that up here. Here we go. And this is a real good one. I like this one, and you'll see why in just a minute. So now I'm going to put a 22 here. All right, so can 22 is a whole number, so I'm just going to bring it on up here. Now we're just going to go ahead and go. Can 22 go into 3? No, it cannot. Can it go into 34? Yes, it can go in once. Okay, 1 times 22 is 22. So now I'm going to subtract. This would be 2 and a 1. Now check it. We are okay. So do we have a number to bring down? Yes, it is a 1. So now I got to see how many 22s will go into 121. So in this case, I have no idea where to start. So I'm going to start with my go-to number, which is a 5. 5 times 2 is 10, carry your 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. All right, so I have 110 to 121. So some people will be like, it could maybe get another 22 in there. So I'm going to just try 6 here. That would be a 12, carry your 1. This would be 12 plus 1 is 13. So it is too high. So therefore, without going over would be 5. So that would be 110. When you subtract, 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now here is an issue. when it comes to decimals, guys, you cannot have remainders. Now, when it is a remainder and it's still in decimal format, like it is right now, it's after the decimal, and there is still a remainder, what you can do is you can always add on zeros until it ends. So I'm going to add on a 0 here. So that means it's just going to plug on over one more place. Then now we can see, can 22 go into 110? I already saw that. That is actually a 5. So that would be 110 with nothing remaining, which is exactly what we need when we come to decimals. You should not have a remainder with decimals. So therefore, my answer would be 1 and 55 hundredths. All right, so next one. This one says, May runs 80 and 85 hundredths miles in 3 weeks. If she runs 5 days a week, what is the average distance that she runs? Yeah. All right, so in this case, remember it says she runs for this in 3 weeks, but she only runs 5 days a week. So how many days are we talking? So that would be 5 days a week times 3 weeks, that would be 15 days. So she does this in 15 days. So in order to do this, I should be doing 80 and 85 hundredths divided amongst 15 days. So when you do this is a whole number. So then we're just going to slide up the decimal where it's at. Okay, so can 15 go into 8? No, it cannot. How about into 80? Yes, it can. So remember, if you have no idea where to start, always start at the 5. This would be 25, carry your 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Yes, it's not going to get any closer. So therefore, that would be 5. This would be 75. Okay, so can I have 0 and take away 5? No, I cannot. So that becomes a 7. This becomes a 10. Now 10 minus 5 is 5. Okay, then check it. We are good. So then do we have a number to bring down? Yes. So then how many 15s will go into 58? Well, 5 is too high. So what I could do is I could go, let's go down to maybe 3. See what happens there. So 5 times 3 is 15, carry your 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So that's 45. So some people would be like, well, maybe it could go in one more. So if you want to try that, that would be 20, carry your 2. That would be 4 plus 2 is 6. So that's 60. It's too much. So therefore, it only goes in 3 times. That would be 45. When you subtract, that would be a 3. And then this would be a 1. Then you can check it. We are good. Is there a number to bring down? Yes, there is. So then if you look now, how many 15s can go into 135? Now keep in mind, this was 5 times, so we still got quite a bit to go. So we could go up to maybe 8. This would be 40, carry your 4, and this would be 12. So that is still a little low. So I'm going to try one more. This would be 45, carry your 4. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So that is exactly what I wanted. So therefore, that would be nothing remaining, which is exactly what I want when it comes to after the decimal point. So therefore, she goes 5 and 39 hundredths miles per day. All right, real quick, it says Rob buys 6 tickets to the basketball game and he pays $8.50 for parking. His total cost came out to be $40.54. What is the cost of each ticket? Okay, so here we go. In order to figure this out, it says that his total cost came out to be $40.54. So we know that. Now it says he bought 6 tickets. So 6 times T for ticket. Okay, but that was not all he did. He did buy 6 tickets, but the other thing that he also did pay out was $8.50 for parking. So in order to do this, you should first subtract off the $8.50 from each side. So when you do 850 minus 850, that comes out to be 0 now. So then we're going to put down over here, subtract that off, bring down your decimal. This would be a 4 and a 0. Then 0 minus 8, you can't do that. So this is 10 minus 8 is 2, and then 3. So therefore, $32.04 are left for that 6 tickets. Now, how would I know how much each ticket, just one ticket, will cost? I should be doing the opposite here. So the opposite, to figure out what this is working backwards. So I should be dividing this by 6. So here we go. $32.04 divided by 6. So this is a whole number. I'm going to bring that up. This cannot go into 3, but it can go into 32 5 times. That would be 2. Check it. We are good. Bring down your next number. How many 6s can go into as close to 20 as possible without going over? That is 3 times. That would be 18. Subtract, that'd be 2. Check it. We are good. Bring down your next number. How many 6s will go into 24? That is 4. 4 times 6 is 24 with nothing remaining. So therefore, my answer is $5.34 per ticket. All right, so I am going to now, I don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of different scenarios and story problems, but I do want you to try 18 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and do 18 on your own. All right, so if you did 18 on your own, it should have looked like this. You should have did 575 hundredths divided by 5. And if you did it correctly, you would have gotten 1 1500ths feet for each piece. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. Of course, what do you think I'm going to say? It is going to be show your work. Very, very important to show your work on this. Also, if you do it on another sheet of paper, so I'll say, if you do the work on another sheet, attach that too. Okay, so I'm going to do a few with you, and then you're going to have homework. Again, you're probably not going to have a lot of space, so you can use space if there is things. Also, there is space down here because you will not be doing number 12. So do keep in mind you will have space here if you want to keep it all on one page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple with you. I'm going to do number 2 with you. I'm going to rewrite the number below it. All right, so first thing, this is a whole number, so I can bring up my decimal right where it's at. Can 6 go into 5? Nope, it's not big enough. But can it go into 50? Yes. So going by sixes, how close to 50 can you get without going over 50? Oh, it is 8 times. So 8, what is 8 times 6 is 48. So again, by the way, if you need dead monkeys smell crazy bad, you may need those steps to help guide you on your steps. Make sure you're doing this all correctly. I'm just going to write it on down. So we went and saw how many times does 6 go into 50. It was 8 times, so that was dividing. Now we multiplied. 8 times 6 is 48. Now we subtract. Can I have 0 and take away 8? No, I cannot, so I need to come over and borrow. Now it's 10 minus 8 is 2. Then I check it. It is smaller than my divisor, so I'm on the right track. Now, is there a number to bring down? Yes, there is a 4. Now that I brought down, I start up again at the top. How many 6s go into 24? So going by 6s to 24, that would be 4 times. So I'm going to put that above the 4. 4 times 6 is 24 with nothing remaining. So therefore, your answer is 84 hundredths. Okay, next. And again, if you want to check whether it is true or not, you can always multiply these two and see if it comes out to be your dividend. You could do that, but you're not going to get any extra credit for doing that. So keep that in mind as well. This one I'm going to do with you as well. I'm just going to rewrite it down below. All right, so this is a whole number, so I'm just going to slide this decimal where it's up at right up there. Now, can 23 go into 8? No. How about into 85? Yes, it can. So again, if you don't know where to start, always start in the middle. So I'm going to try that, which is 5. That would be 15, carry your 1. This is 10 plus 1 is 11, and that is too high. So then I'm going to drop it down. Let's drop it down twice. That would be 9. This is 6. 69. Am I going to get another 23 in there? Some people might say, well, it's possible. So if you can always check to make sure, is always a good rule. And then this is 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's 92, and that's too high. So therefore, it does only go in 3 times. That would be 69 when you multiply those. And can you have 5 and take away 9? No. So when you borrow, 15 minus 9 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Check it. Are we good? Yes, we are. So then I can bring down my next number, which is a 1. Now keep in mind, this is 5. So we're pretty far away still. So I can just, I'll try and bump it up to like a 7 and see what that does. This would be 21, carry a 2. This would be 14 plus 2 is 16. And that is exactly what I wanted. So therefore, that would have been a 7, would be 161 with 0 remaining, which is exactly what I want because I can't have a remainder when it comes to decimals. So do keep in mind if you do have a 0 as a remainder, make sure you are adding on a 0 each time until it ends. If it doesn't end by 3 zeros after that, then just stop. You probably did something wrong. So I'll just give you that hint as well here. All right, on your homework tonight will be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. So again, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. I am going to do 11 with you right now. A team of 4 people participate into a 400-yard relay race. Each member of the team runs the same distance. The team completes the race into 54 53 and 2/10 seconds. What is the average running time for each person? So in order to do this, I would have to divide this many seconds into how many people to see what each person would get. So this is a whole number, so that means I'm going to slide this on up. Can 4 go into 5? Yes, because this is bigger than this, so it can go in at least once, which it is. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, that'd be a 1. Check it, we are good. Bring down your 3. Now, how many 4s go into 13? How many 4s can go into 13 without going over 13? It is 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract, that would be 1. Check it, we are okay. Is there another number to bring down? Yes, a 2. So then how many 4s go into 12? That is, we already did that, it is 3. So put that above that 2. So make sure that that decimal is in between. 3 times 4 is 12 with nothing remaining. So therefore it is 13 and 3/10 seconds per person. Okay, and that is it. All right, then on the back of your homework, I just want you to do 1 and 2. Cross out 4. You are going to have 5 and 6. Now, I do want to go over this one. This one is super, super difficult. So I want to go over this. Now, if you have this type of problem, what you need to do is use please, excuse, my dear Aunt Sally. So remember, this is parentheses. Now here, that means any grouping symbol. So the first grouping symbol we get to is called braces. Now within those braces, is there another grouping symbol? Yes, there is brackets. And then within those brackets, is there another grouping symbol? Yes. So this is where we are going to start from. So therefore, that means we need to do everything within this bracket before we go on to the outside to the braces. So this is the first thing that we are going to be doing first, which is a 4. Then you bring everything else down that you did not use. So this is still in brackets because we did not get rid of the brackets yet. Then we have the braces, and then plus 6 is the ends the brace times 2 minus 1. Okay, so now here is the brace again. So within it is a bracket. So how many 4s go into 12? That would be 3, then plus 6. Now you have the brace again. All right, so now here, is there any more grouping symbols? Yes. This is 9. Then you bring everything else down that you did not use. So is there any more grouping symbols? No. So now we are completely done with those. Any exponents? No. Any multiplication or division? Yes. So then we have to do this next, which is 18 minus 1, which comes out to be 17. So your answer should have been 17 for that. All right. So then this is your homework for 5-4. Make sure you do show your work. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.